Let's start the episode nice and smooth, nice and easy. We'll warm up to all the important things and we'll just drop any noise. Welcome to another ASMR episode of the Born on This Day series, celebrating 365 birthdays. Today is March 8th, the day of Nonconformity, where we discuss what it's like to be a nonconformist, which this may be a good time for me to mention my ice cream. Presenting Luke's sweet creamed ice non-conform minty ice cream. It's minty and it's non-conform minty. Selling now. Buy it now. We're reading from The Secret Language of Birthdays by Gary Goldschneider and Joost. And it's going to be a great day, even though it's already evening at the time that I'm posting this. I love you. Let's get started. This book is a work of personology. In a few seconds, I'm going to burn my finger. A day is a year, is a lifetime, is an age. Personology combines psychology, history, astrology, tarot, psychology, history, numerology, tarot, astrology, to form a personality guide for each person based on their day of birth, culminating in what is called the grand life cycle, which incorporates all the days of the year together as a summation of the ideal lifespan and the different stages and ages you experience throughout your lifetime. I like to read it differently as a sort of daily devotional where you sort of ask yourself, what can I learn from this day? What am I obstructing from myself, or what is in the energy that I can use to better myself? You know, that kind of thing that enables you to grow without really doing anything. Anyways, happy birthday and thank you for watching. Those often misunderstood individuals born on March 8th must do things their own way, whether in their outlook, lifestyle, manner of expression, or personal appearance. They are at heart nonconformists who often find themselves at odds with the status quo. Although they may be lovers of tradition and perhaps express reverence for cultures past, March 8th people need to break away, sometimes violently, sometimes sorrowfully, from their backgrounds in order to become individuals in their own right. Because of their critical, emotionally difficult natures, making this break themselves is often not necessary, as they may well be rejected first. But however, it comes to pass by the time they are in their late teens or early 20s, they have sufficiently realized that their life is likely to be stormy and their path perhaps lonely. March 8th, people have a zest for life, yet try as they may, their lifestyle or ideas rarely find sympathy with the majority of people around them. This is in part due to their intensity, and also because of their point of view is so often uncompromising, highly individualistic, and perhaps challenging to societal values. Iconoclasts, those born on this day, have a strong, rebellious, and aggressive side that does not necessarily win them friends, and an instability that may not earn trust. Yet they can be tremendously loyal friends. Those who are granted the highly personal distinction of being a March 8th person's friend will find that an equally high degree of loyalty is demanded in return. March 8th people are supreme role players. Should they choose to do so, they can work quietly at the same job for many years, keeping a low profile. Equally well, they can even function as pillars of society and upholders of the status quo. Behind the scenes, however, they will nonetheless work for change and progress, and though they may assume a highly conventional position, perhaps out of a desire for financial or political security, they usually find a way to express the extravagant side of their nature in their personal life. Great magnetic attraction is often granted to those born on March 8th. They are capable of exerting an almost hypnotic power over select individuals, which is as much due to their mental strength as to their charm and intuition. As young people, their energy is often volatile and uncontrolled, but as they mature, they make an impact through a highly subtle, mesmerizing dynamism. So you're kind of like a mutant from X-Men. Although they are not fully aware of or capable of exercising these powers when young, psychic abilities often devolve on those born on this day and may be discovered and better directed later in life. Tremendously appreciative of greatness in all fields, March 8th people are apt to express wonder and even worship when grace, power, and beauty are displayed. The weaknesses of those born on this day, they are often isolated, emotionally difficult, and even upsetting. The strengths of those born on this day is they are individual, magnetic, and intuitive. Upsetting is like if there's a setting or an atmosphere where people engage with one another, you're upsetting, which means that you raised the atmosphere to a new setting. So you're setting things up without proof of what you're setting up, and so people get upset because they don't know what play you are participating in compared to the play of their average associations. And if you're literally magnetic, that means people are like flying to you, and you get tackled a lot because of the magnetic force. So you have to control that, otherwise people will always fly into you while you're walking on the street. And they'll get mad at you, and you can't just say you're magnetic because it's still a strange experience. So it's just, you gotta be careful. You gotta be able to explain that, hey, you've bumped into me because I'm magnetic. And they're like, no, I was flying 20 feet. And it was as though a force compelled me to do this that was supernatural. And it makes sense that you could be magnetic on a level of your personality, but it doesn't make sense that I would fly and bump into you. And then you say, well, that's probably true. It may have just happened coincidentally. And then you go get coffee, and then the coffee is cold, and then you both hate each other at the end of the day, and it was a complete waste of time. I don't remember why I chose to pause and look at the camera like this. I guess I thought it was a way of, like, relating that I'm sitting here with you. And it is interesting to have this kind of sort of telepathic moment between us. And that's a lot of fun. Numbers and planets. Those born on the 8th of the month are ruled by the number 8. And the planet Saturn, which posits responsibility and a sense of limitation, caution, and fatalism. Saturn is also known by the Greek name of Kronos, who ate his children out of fear. March 8th people, the influence of Neptune, ruler of Pisces, frees up this fixed energy, allowing for more expressiveness and a greater likelihood of material luck and magnetic qualities. Although those ruled by the number 8 can be quite warm-hearted, the Saturnian influence of this number often indicates a forbidding or imposing exterior. The planets. Astrology traditionally speaks of 10 principal heavenly bodies, which can be viewed from the Earth. The 2 luminaries, Sun and Moon, 3 inner planets, Mercury, Venus, Mars, and 5 outer planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. All of these, including Sun and Moon, are called planets, and each represents a different facet of the human personality. The names of the planets largely derive from classical Greek and Roman mythology, and their symbolism from the gods and goddesses which they represent. Every planet serves as an astrological indicator as well as a heavenly body. In this book, the rulership of both astrological signs and numbers by planets gives important clues to the personality of those born on each day. Saturn represents contraction as opposed to Jupiter's expansive nature. Traditionally, Saturn is represented as dark and cold, a fatal force indeed. However, the deeper underlying meaning of Saturn speaks of structure, of order, and of taking responsibility for one's actions. Capricorns and those ruled by the number 8 may be seen as Saturnian individuals who believe in law and strong personal values. The power of Saturn to rule is great, and its need to exert its authority strong. Neptune was the king of the sea in classical mythology, and his trident is symbolized in the glyph of this watery planet. Neptunian people can be profound, dreamy, diffuse, and difficult to pin down. Fantasy-rich, the minds of Pisces and those ruled by the number 7 are often attracted to highly imaginative objects. Neptunian energies invariably exert an irresistibly magnetic influence, able to dissolve away barriers of a more rigid and absolute nature. Tarot, or tarot as it's pronounced probably. The 8th card of the major arcana is strength or courage, which depicts a graceful queen taming a furious lion. The queen symbolizes the female magician. I almost said me-fail instead of female. Sounds like a meme. Are you me-fail or female? Who can master rebellious energies and stands for moral as well as physical strength. This card's positive attributes include charisma and determination to succeed. The negative qualities include complacency and the misuse of power. Strength. Key 8. A woman over whose head we see the cosmic lemniscate, symbol of eternal life, the same as that shown in the card of the magician. She is shown confidently closing the lion's mouth. Around her waist is a chain of roses, the union of desires, which creates such strength that wild, unconscious force bows before it. For a consciousness that is aware of the sign of eternity above it, there are no obstacles, nor can there be any resistance. And this is strength. You'll note also that the cosmic lemniscate is the figure for infinity, infinity's symbol. Divinatory meaning of strength. Spiritual power overcomes material power. The triumph of love over hate. The higher nature over carnal desires. Reversed, the abuse of power. The domination of the material. Discord. Health. Those born on March 8th may be accident-prone, particularly men born on this day. Women are men too. The title of woman is derived from womb man, or man with womb, so we're all men. Deal with it. And should therefore take precautions if possible when traveling and indulging in rough sports. See, women play rough sports too. Because March 8th people are sensitive and open to many forms of experience, they're not infrequently get themselves in both physical and psychological trouble. Eating a balanced diet as well as indulging in moderate exercise helps to ground them. Drugs of all types too. Just kidding. Including alcohol, mind expanders, and amphetamines should be avoided. Most March 8th people are capable of pushing themselves through intense experiences or work while avoiding sleep. Yeah, it's good to work while you avoid sleep, isn't it? Perhaps aided by caffeine or other stimulants. Their mental stability, however, demands sufficient sleep on a well-regulated basis. March 8th people can get highly unstable psychologically, and even out of control if matters of diet, sleep, physical exercise, and other general health considerations are overlooked for too long. Yeah, but that's because they're general health considerations which everyone needs to consider generally. And they wouldn't be general health considerations if they applied specifically to you in a beneficial way. But that's just me. Continuing on. Advice: maintain your balance. Beware of hurting others, but don't make yourself the victim either. Self-pity is poison to you. Soften your seriousness and lighten up if you can. Integrate yourself socially. That's the end of your advice. Meditation. The power is there. We only have to plug into it. Meditate on this and everything you have heard here today. It is up to you to carry the message contained in this ancient lore. The candle is soon snuffed, and all is smoke in the air, and returns again to the mystery that bore it, and the swirling of the coffee spoon. Thanks again for watching this end of this episode. Bye. Nice. This episode and this channel is brought to you by Luke's Sweet Nonconformity Creamed Ice, the sweetest ice cream around. Nice creamed ice. Splat. Ice cream tastes much better than dirt. Ice cream doesn't make you flirt. Ice cream won't get in your head. Ice cream